Hey guys, welcome to A Southern Mama's Dream. Just wanted to let you guys in on a little seed shipment that came in. I don't know if you guys are familiar, there is a seed company called Botanical Interest, and they were running a special of things being 40% off on all their seeds that were packaged in 2022. Note that seeds you do not have to throw away. They don't really lose germination rate very easily. A few of those being outside, obviously, like corn, their germination rate isn't as good the following year. But for sale purposes, they cannot resell packaged seeds from this year for the following year. So they have to clear out inventory to bring in new inventory that's packaged for 2023. Therefore, they do sales. So it's great for growers like us and like for myself, where we can stock up on seeds for the following year. So I went on there and went on a little bit of a shopping spree. But given what I spent and the amount of seeds that I got, it's worth it. And given the price of seeds and the amount that you can get in a packet of seeds, and then hopefully eventually saving seeds from those plants as well, it's really worth the investment. I mean, your garden is an investment. You're investing in food to fuel your body. And I invest in our garden to fuel my body, my husband's body, and my kids. And then eventually my hockey players that stay with us in the fall. So let's go ahead and get into Botanical Interest seeds that I purchased. So they were really nice, quick shipping, because I bought these Friday. I placed the order on Friday on the way home from our family vacation trip that we took in Tennessee with the camper. And they got here today. So Friday, 3 days. So super quick. So let's see. Oh, they put a cute little sign. Happy growing. And it looks like I got free seeds with my order, which is really nice. They gave me the tall sunflowers. So these are going to be super tall. Let's see here. They get, let's see here, over 6 feet tall. So these are going to be kind of like on the mammoth style sunflowers, if you think about it in a sense. Let's see. Got a cute little seed starting guide, little tips and tricks on when to start things and depths. And little fun fact with Botanical Interest is, one, their seed packets are gorgeous. 2, they actually provide tons of detailed information on their seed packets. And 3, probably by far the best one, if you were to use all your seeds at one time, they do provide little place, like name tags that you can place in the ground when your seeds or when you're germinating them, so you know what you're growing and then how far apart you need to thin them, if you multi-sow, whatever the case may be. So, fully loaded, and I figured we could go through this really quickly and see what all I got. So we'll start with the first stack here. It's a pretty thick stack. Now, I ordered about 80 seeds, and by looking at this box, I think this is about half my shipment. So I think this is the first order. I actually placed 2 orders, and the first order I placed, me being who I am, didn't go through all the different like pages. I didn't realize there was multiple pages on the website. I thought my phone just auto-loaded everything all onto one page. So I placed an order, and then I watched another YouTuber that I follow who placed an order as well, and she was like, oh yeah, I ordered these, and these, and I'm like, I didn't see those. Where were those? So then I go back to the website and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh crap, I only went through page 1 of all the seeds that they had on sale. So I'm like, okay, order number 2. And I had to order a whole bunch more on top of that. So this is the first shipment from the first order. We still have a second shipment to come in, but we can do that on another video. So the first one is a pepper chili called the Ghost Pepper. So it is going to be a much spicier version of a pepper. This will be more so used for dried pepper, or being used for hot sauce. Next one, which is a really popular of mine. It's so popular that I bought 2 packets. It is the California Wonder bell pepper. It's a good generic bell pepper, really good meaty flesh. Skin's not super tough, which is nice. Great for stuffing. Most of my peppers get used for slicing or dicing and frozen, so that way I can use it for like quesadillas or adding diced peppers to like chili or whatever the case may be. This is a new one for me. I haven't grown this one. This is the Crimson Giant Radish. So it is going to be on a larger size. These ones can get up to 2 inches in diameter, so that's pretty big for a radish. It seems like a 28-day maturity, right? So from the time you sow it, they pop out of the ground. 28 days, you pluck it out of the ground. It's fun for kids. Kids like this stuff that comes in really quick. So I grow a lot of that stuff for the kids. Bush beans is the Eureka, so like a yellow wax bean. These can grow up to 5-inch to 6-inch beans, so good sized beans. California black eyes. With black eyed peas, a lot of people call them cow peas. And these are mainly grown for drying. So you allow the bean to, go brown, and then you would harvest the beans for saving to use like black eyed peas, sauteed in some ham hock and some bacon grease, a little bit of onion and garlic. Black eyed peas. Copenhagen Market cabbage, just a standard average cabbage, 3 to 4 pounds, 6 to 8 inch head, 65 to 80 days on maturity for the market cabbage. These are fun. Cosmic Purple carrots. So it is a purple carrot with an orange center. So when you go to bite into it or cut into it, you're gonna have that bright, beautiful orange that you've known for a carrot, but with purple outer flesh. So that's pretty cool. Danvers 126 carrots. Those are 65-day maturity. Just your average, carrot that you would expect to eat or pull out of the ground. My kids tend to gravitate to these the most, and I plant extra carrots because when I walk the garden, my dogs walk through with me, and it's like a little treat and snack for them. So I pluck one out of the garden for them every now and then and hand it to them. So it's a little treat for them as well. Next one, this one's going to be a fun one for me next year. This is the Armenian cucumber. So it's actually considered more to be like a melon, more so than just a cucumber, but they grow super, super long. I'm talking like super long. Really, really good flavors from what I've heard. This one's new to me, so I'm excited to try this. This one is a new variety. I've grown kale before, but this is a Dazzling blue kale. What really got me attracted to this from seeing other people growing it is that the rib of the kale is like a bright hot pink, which is really funny given that it's called a Dazzling blue. So with the bright hot pink, this is going to be something that I'm going to sow this fall. So I'll be starting those seeds here in the next couple of weeks to be able to enjoy in the fall. Next stack. I got a lot, I'm telling you, man. All right, let's see here. We already went over these, so I got another pack of the bush beans. I ran out of zucchini, so this is the Black Beauty. This is a pretty generic zucchini. It's 55 days. I can still grow this year, and I do plan to. I only have like 4 zucchini plants and like 12 yellow squash, so I needed more zucchini seeds, so this is what this is going to be used for. Tomatoes, I wanted to try a couple of bush styles next year. So this is an Ace 55. So it's just a pretty average. It's a good form of like a sauce tomato. It's not really considered paste, but it is a good tomato that is used for sauces. It's a high flavor profile, low acidity, 5 to 6 inches in diameter. So pretty standard tomato, just high production and all at once, given that this is a determinate variety. Black Krim, which is a more so on the purple, so it's high in the anthocyanin, so which makes it more purple. This one can produce 10 to 12 ounce fruits. Just a nice, good overall tomato. This is going to be on the pole type, so it's going to grow indeterminate variety upwards. Cherokee Purple. I did not grow these this year. I grew them the past 2 years before. They are very, very flavorful. I know a lot of people who love these tomatoes. Not sure why I decided not to grow them this year. They did turn out really well for me, and the colors are really cool, going from like that green to that purple shoulder and then cutting in and seeing this dark like burgundy purple center and flesh, which is really cool. Very good in flavor, and most people will tell you it's one of their favorites, which is the Cherokee Purple. Getting in, let's see here, I think these are all flowers. We have another cowpea, the bush beans, the black eyed peas. Let's see here, flower. I did order a lot of flowers, so one of the fun things you guys might not know about me is that besides gardening for vegetables for my family, I am what you consider dabbling in growing flowers. I want to learn, you know, how to do cut flowers. I want, you know, to make vases of flowers or arrangements, eventually doing, you know, like the bouquet bars, which are really popular. Here where I live, there's not a whole lot of that going on around here. So I figured it would be a good opportunity to, you know, dip my toes in and see if that's something that I can handle, being, you know, full-time job, having 2 young ones of my own, plus working in the garden, plus, you know, going on our camping family trips. And then on top of that, when we get into hockey season, I'm a billet mom for our local USPHL junior divisions here. And, you know, I take in anywhere between 2 to hopefully this year taking in 4 kids. So I've got potentially 4 teenage boys staying with me between the ages of 16 and 21. And I don't necessarily have to stay on top of them 24/7. They're pretty good about being on their own, but I am responsible to make sure that they're in a stable home environment, that they're getting fed, that, you know, they're doing what they need to do to better their potential careers. So besides doing all of that, I could be potentially adding more on me by doing the flowers. So this next couple years are going to be trial runs to see how well I can handle it and if it's something that I am good at. And you guys would get to go along with me to see how well we do with that. For the last of the vegetables, it looks like I ordered 2 packets of these. These are Blue Lake pole beans. So I have a pretty large trellising system on my garden, which if you haven't seen the video from before of a garden tour, you'll see my trellising systems. But I have a pretty large trellising systems that I constantly keep full with different vegetables and plants growing. And I always want to have pole beans ready to go. So Blue Lake poles and Provider poles are probably my top 2 favorites of pole beans. So I bought 2 large packets of the pole beans. And then I also got some lettuce mix because I'm going to need lettuce here in the fall, and that's what this is for. Now, for flowers. We have quite a few different ones here. I already have like dahlias, zinnias growing, snapdragons growing, sunflowers growing, calendula, carnations, zinnias. I think I already said zinnias, but zinnias. I've got hydrangeas growing, roses, gladiolas should be popping out here shortly. I did see the flower stems coming out of the ground. But next year there's going to be a lot more. So we have China asters. We got those. We have feverfew, which is also considered a medicinal herb that you can use for different things. So we'll get into a little bit more as far as like medicinal herbs in a later video. Larkspur, which is really cool, tall flowers. Kind of gives you that same tall feeling like the gladiolas do. So pretty excited about that one. Nasturtiums, which I plant all over my garden. It's a great like pest deterrent because, fun fact, nasturtiums, the petals and the leaves are edible and they kind of have like a spicy taste to them, almost kind of peppery. A lot of people use the flowers as decorations for decor on food that they serve, and then the lettuce, the leaves get tossed in like salads. So those are some fun facts about nasturtiums. And there are so many different colorways and palettes of nasturtiums. It's unbelievable. Most of mine are in the orange and yellow. So I thought it'd be fun to get something on like the pinkish red tones. Pansies. I want more pansies on my property in the cool temperatures in the fall and the early spring. So that's why I got those. So I can start them from seed instead of buying them. Stock. So I actually bought 2 packets of stock. So I have been learning about stock, and I know you can get a single bloom or a double bloom, and you won't know what you get until the seeds germinate. And then you have to look at the petals a certain way, which we can do a whole nother video about that next year when I start these from seed. But I know I prefer more in the double bloom, which is why I bought 2 packets of seed to hopefully have a higher chance of having more double bloom stock. 3 packets. They're really pretty flowers, so it was well worth it. And they were really cheap. I mean, $1.89 per packet, and then 40% off on top of that. So you do the math. I'm not doing it on camera. All right, Sweet William Double Blend. It's another long-lasting cut flower. It's considered to be known to stay in the vase for up to 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 14 days after being cut. And they're pretty big bloom clusters, so that'll be really nice for filling up bouquets. Yara. Beautiful, beautiful color. So I'm excited about this. We have something called like Queen's Anne's lace, or like carrot flower. It's a family of the carrots that grows along the side of the roads where I'm from. And I constantly eyeball it because I want to go out there and cut it to use it for flowers, for cut flowers. But I haven't, but that's very comparable to it. Next one, zinnias are a must, cut and come again. I bought 2 of the multicolor, and then I bought 2 of the giant purples. These are the big, large blooms. They get up to 6 inches. I mean, you're talking a 6-inch bloom. And that's pretty much the size of this packet. That's how big the blooms get. Gonna be gorgeous. That's the size of some of my dahlia flowers. I know dahlias can get bigger, like way bigger, but I mean, just imagine having a row of just 6-inch blooms just sprawled out across the rows. Beautiful. Fun fact, purple is one of my favorite colors. So that is all for the seeds for this one. Let's see, this was their packing slip for my order. Yep. So this was my first order that arrived. But that is it. Like I said, Botanical Interest, 40% off sale. I don't know how long it's going to last. I can post a link down below for you guys, and that should be it. But other than that, I hope you guys had fun. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.